Hi, students. Welcome back to the discussion of the chapter Robinson Crusoe Discovers a Footprint, which is the second chapter of the third unit of your NCERT book. Okay, students. So today, our topic of discussion will be the third part of the chapter Robinson Crusoe Discovers a Footprint. But before we start any new discussion, let us have a look at the things that we have already learned in the previous video. At first, we saw that Robinson Crusoe discovers a footprint on the seashore. Then he is very scared and runs towards his cave for shelter. Remember, he calls his cave his home and he also considers it to be his castle. He could not sleep peacefully that night, naturally because he was very frightened. And then Crusoe assumes that the footprint probably belongs to the savages living on the mainland. So we'll start a discussion from here. Luckily, I was not on shore at that time. But what if he had seen my boat? So shore, you already know the meaning of the word shore. And now he's considered himself to be lucky that he was not loitering at the shore at that time. Because if he did, and if any of the savages had seen his boat, then what would they have done? They would have also had a doubt that there is somebody living on this island. Yes, if he had seen the boat, he would have realized that someone lived on the island and would soon return with others to kill and eat me. All right. So now students, since he is talking about savages, yes, he is doubting that there are some savages. So you see, what he is doubting, what he is being more scared of, he's thinking that if the savage had seen his boat, then what would he have done? He would have gone and told his friends about it, and then many of them would have come together to kill and eat him. All right. Now, you just see the words kill and eat me have been put in a square box. All right. Now, this is something that you should know about. Okay. So when Crusoe is saying that he is scared that someone will come and kill him and then eat him, the first thing that comes to our mind that there must be some kind of a ferocious animal which can do this. Like, we are already aware that tigers and lions, they do these kind of things. Yes, tigers, we know that tigers attack human beings. Okay, so you see, as you can now see on this slide, there are two words written, man-eater and cannibal. Okay, now you should know the meaning of both these words. So what is a man-eater? An animal that has a tendency for killing and eating humans. Now, it's very normal for a tiger to do. Okay, it eats the flesh of the humans. Like in Sundarban also, you must have seen in news many times that 2 or 3 people have disappeared. How? Because maybe some tiger has attacked them and has taken them away. Okay, so those are man-eaters, the animals which eat human beings and kill and eat human beings. But you should know about cannibals. Now, this is something that you are, that you have not heard before. I'm damn sure you have not heard this before. And it's very difficult for you to digest this. But, cannibals are people, it's a person who eats the flesh of other human beings. Okay, now I know it's a bit difficult to this information is very difficult to digest, because which kind of human being would kill other humans and eat? Okay, but there are some people, it happens. Okay, and many times ago, a lot of time ago, this used to happen, not in society, not in civilized places, but in among savages. Okay, so this is what is scaring Robinson Crusoe even more. He's thinking that probably there are some cannibals, there are some savages who would come and kill me and then they would eat me up. Okay, so when he's talking about killing and eating him, he's not referring to any animal. He's referring to human beings who can kill humans and eat their flesh. And so I lay fearful for many days and prayed for protection. So he just remained in his cave for many days. He was very scared. He was full of fear. That is why the word fearful has been used. And he prayed for protection. He was hoping that some kind of protection would come to him so that none of the savages can come to him. None of the savages can kill him. All right. And in doing so, I was much comforted and began going out to investigate. Let us see the meaning of the word comforted. Okay, so comforted means to make someone feel better when they are sad or worried. Okay, so the picture that you can see, what do you think this picture suggests? Yes, there is a little child who is crying on the shoulder of his father. Okay, and his father is comforting him. So you all are familiar with this. Whenever you are sad or worried about something, if you hurt yourself, whom do you first go to? You first go to your mother or your father or your grandparents. And when you are in school, you also go to your teacher. And what do? To make you less sad and less worried, they comfort you. Okay, so this is the meaning of the word comforted. But in Robinson Crusoe's case, there was no one else around him. There was nobody was there to comfort him. So, what happened was when he was there praying in his cave, he felt that he was being comforted, not by anybody, but with his own prayers. Okay, and we already know that prayers can help a lot. Yes, so his prayers only comforted him and no other human being did. We also came across the word investigate. You can see the picture. There is a man who has a magnifying glass in his hand and he's examining and he's investigating footprints. All right. So now don't think that this person is investigating footprints means this person is Robinson Crusoe. No, because you need to keep in mind that Robinson Crusoe had been stranded on an island for many years and he did not have such good clothes and not even a magnifying glass or a cigar in his mouth. All right. So what is the meaning of investigate? To examine a problem or statement carefully, especially to discover the truth. All right. Investigation. Police officers do investigation of a case. Detectives investigate a case. Okay. They investigate a problem or even a statement so that they can find the truth. So you see, it is written, in doing so, I was much comforted. In doing what? In praying. Okay, in praying, he was much comforted. And when he finally was out of his fear, he started investigation. He started going out to investigate the matter. All right. But even now, as I went forward, I looked behind me frequently. Let us quickly see the meaning of the word frequently. So frequently means many times, all right? A thing that happens for multiple times. That is called happening to be in a frequent way. All right. And at the background, you can see there is a picture of frequently asked questions. You are aware of this. FAQs, the FAQs are the frequently asked questions that you must have come up with in EVS or maybe in other subjects. Okay. So frequently asked questions means questions that are asked many times. Like in your doubt clearing sessions, many of you were asking about possessive pronouns. Yes, remember you were also asking about reflexive pronouns. So those are the frequently asked questions which are asked more than others. All right. So he's saying, but even now as I went forward, I looked behind me frequently. So he looked behind himself many times. You remember the last day when we were discussing, when he was running towards his home, he kept looking behind him to check if anybody was coming or not. Okay, so now when his fear is no more there, he's still, being cautious. He's still keeping a check whether anybody is following him or not. Okay, so why is he doing that? Because I was still very frightened. Actually, fine, he's no more so very fearful about it, but still he is frightened. All right. However, as I went about for 2 or 3 days and saw nothing, I became a little bolder. Let us see what is the meaning of the word bolder. Boulder comes from the word bold, alright? And what is the meaning of the word bold? Not afraid of danger. And the picture that you can see is that of Batman. Yes, and you already know that Batman is not scared of anything. So our Robinson Crusoe was also becoming bold. He was also not being afraid of the danger, alright? In case you have forgotten the meaning of the word frightened, it is being scared or afraid of something or someone. So, scared, afraid, and frightened are synonyms. Okay, they can be used in place of one another. So you see, he went about for 2 or 3 days, and when he found nothing, he became bolder. He became as bold as Batman. Alright, so I decided to go down to the shore again and examine the footprint once more. Alright, so he had been going out of his cave, and when he was finding nothing, he was losing all his fear, and now finally he decided to go down to the shore. For what? For examining the footprint once more. Alright, let us see what examine means. Examine means to look at a person or a thing carefully and in detail in order to discuss something about them. All right. So in the picture, you can see there's a little boy who is, examining a pebble, a stone, with the help of his magnifying glass. So Robinson Crusoe was also doing the same thing. He went close to the footprint and was examining that. Okay, he was looking carefully at that, so in order to find out something about it. So when he examined the footprint once more, what did he do afterwards? I decided to measure it with my own footmark. Okay, so what he did was he made a similar footprint beside that footprint, but this was his own, and he tried to measure both these things. Okay, he wanted to test if both the footprints are of the same size or not. But let us see what is the meaning of the word measure. So the word measure means to discover the exact size or amount of something. All right. So he was also doing the same thing. He was trying to get an estimate of the size of both the footprints. Okay. But in the picture, you can see this boy has a measuring tape. But as you already know, Robinson Crusoe did not have access to any of such things. He did not have a measuring tape. So what he did was he made his own footmark beside that footprint, and he tried to measure both the things by seeing their size. All right, and that can be easily done. That it can be seen with the eyes, and it can be understood which one is bigger, which one is smaller, or whether both the things are same or not. You don't need a measuring tape for that. Okay, so we saw that he decided to measure his own footmark and the footprint that was already there. As I came closer to the footprint, I realized that it could not be my footprint because I had not come to this part of the beach since a long time. Okay, so this is the first logical explanation behind the fact that the footprint did not belong to him. Because if he had not gone to the beach for quite a long time, then it's definitely understood that that footprint would definitely not belong to him. All right. Secondly, as I placed my foot alongside that footprint, it seemed larger than my own. All right. Now he has got the full proof, the final proof of the fact that the footprint is not his but someone else's. Why? Because the moment he placed his foot alongside the footprint to measure the size, to check the size, what did he find? He saw that the footprint was larger than the size of his own foot. All right. So now he's completely sure that this is not his own footprint, because his footprint would definitely be the size of his own foot. Yes. Now, my fear returned. I went home again, believing that there was someone there. Okay, so now again he's once again scared. His fear has returned. He became a Batman earlier, but now again he has become the scared person that he was on seeing the footprint at first. So what did he do? He went home again and he believed that there was someone and the island was inhabited. Okay, let us see what the word inhabited means. The word inhabited comes from the word inhabit, and inhabit means to live in a place. Okay. So when there is no one living on an island, it is said that this place is uninhabited. Un is added in the towards the beginning of this word. All right. So uninhabited means no person lives there. But if there is any person living on that island, it is called to be inhabited. Okay. And Robinson Crusoe, all the years that he had been spending on that island, he thought that he's the only person there. And other than him, there is no one else living on that island. But now he had a proof, he got the final proof that it was inhabited, that he was not the only one, but there were others as well who were living on the island. And the only difference is that Robinson Crusoe he was not aware of their presence. He did not know about their presence. Now it's time for some questions. I hope you have already solved the questions that were given in the previous video. Today also you will get some new set of questions. The first question is, what did Crusoe pray for? 2. When did Crusoe become bolder? 3. How did Crusoe understand that the island was inhabited? 4. What were the 2 proofs that cleared Crusoe's doubt about the footprint? 5. Mention the source of this short story. Alright students, you see all these answers you will easily get from this video. If you pay attention, if you listen to it very carefully, you can easily answer all these questions. And remember what I said, you have to do these on your own. Don't take anyone's help. Try to do all the answers on your own, and also try to make questions on your own. All right. Now that we have seen the questions, let us have a quick recap of what we learned in today's video in the discussion of the third part of this chapter. So at first we saw that Crusoe gets frightened of the possible presence of someone. He's not very sure. He's just suspecting. He's just having a doubt. He's not sure. So that is why it is a possible presence. It is not a confirmed presence. All right. Then he decides to become fearless and investigate the matter. We saw that he went out to the shore once again to investigate. Then he measures the footprint and finds it larger than his own. We also saw this, that when he placed his own foot beside that footprint, the size of his foot was much smaller than that footprint. And at last, he gets the confirmation of the presence of others on the island. Okay, that means that the island was inhabited not just by him, but also others were there. Okay, students, with this, we come to the end of the discussion of the third part of this chapter. I hope you're all writing down the difficult words that are being shown in the videos. You're writing those in your vocabulary copy, and you're also writing down the questions and the answers in your literature copy. All right. So keep watching the videos and keep studying well. Stay safe and goodbye.